I am sat on a toolbox and a little suitcase. This is what my life has come to in this room right now. Really need to sort that out. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a dupe type video. I haven't done one of these for a while, and the last one that I did is my most viewed video on YouTube. It's got over 2,000 views, which is insane to me. So I wanted to do another one. I've wanted to do this one for a little while and just haven't got around to filming it, so that's what we're doing today. First things first though, please ignore like the fuzzy face. Like this is just, I'm having like my face wax appointment on Friday, so I can't really do anything else about it right now. And second of all, oh, I know my sponge is disgusting. I have ordered another one, it's on its way, but it wasn't going to come in time for this video and I needed to get it done, so we'll just excuse those two things. But yes, that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing a foundation dupe video. If you like dupe videos, make sure you give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I will be doing more moving forward. And yeah, without further ado, let's talk about the products. Okay, so the product that I am finding or testing a dupe for today is this. This is the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It's one of my favourites. It is my favourite Nars foundation. I actually prefer this to Sheer Glow because I feel like it's got a little bit more of a natural radiance, as the name suggests, whereas I find Sheer Glow is very glowy. But I really like this, and this tends to be my wanting to, like, if we're going out for like a really nice dinner or I'm up in London for the day, like it's like my special foundation, you know. It's the one I wear when I want to look amazing, essentially. So it is really nice, but it is also about 35 quid, so it's not the most affordable of foundations. Some people obviously can't afford to spend £35 on a foundation. I can't always afford to do that. I have to pick my battles. So it's always good to have a little bit of a dupe for something like this. What I do love about this foundation is the finish. It does give a very nice natural kind of radiant look to the skin, so it's not super glowy. You just look really healthy with it, which is really nice. I'm really hot sat here. This is a really hot part of my room. But yes, I really love, like, the formula of it is very easy to use, easy to apply. It lasts really well, so I do really rate this foundation. It's a good one, and honestly, if I was to say where to spend and where to like save in terms of like product groups with makeup, I would always say spend a little bit more on foundation and base products, because apart from concealers, just because like you want your base to look really good. If your base doesn't look good, then the rest of your makeup's not going to look great, so that's just something to think about. But even so, obviously not everybody can afford to do that. Fair enough, not everybody wants to do it. I don't always want to do it. So yeah, so we're looking at a dupe for this today. So as I said, this is about £35, I believe it is. You get 30ml in here, and it lasts for 24 months. I don't know how long I've had it, probably about that. But yeah, I like it. It's got like this really nice like proper glass piece. It's got a pump. You can see it's very well loved, but it's just a really nice foundation. Now, the dupe that I have picked up, I actually bought this anyway, and then when I was using it, I was like, this really reminds me of another foundation, and just the way that it's described and like the features it has makes me kind of reminds me of this. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. So it's got the fresh wear, so that's kind of like natural radiance. When I think of fresh, I think of very kind of like nice kind of natural looking skin, like very fresh, like morning, awake, healthy, with a little bit of glow basically. 24 hours, so it's meant to be very long lasting. Now you can see from this, the two colours are very different, so we're going to ignore that. This, I was matched in Space NK. Whenever I'm matching Space NK, they always get it wrong, and it's really annoying. This is in the shade DeVille. It's the right kind of lightness for me, but it's just a touch too yellow toned. I'm much more natural. This one is a little bit too light and a little bit too pink toned. So we're just going to pop them together. They are going to look a bit weird. We're going to do what we can with it, but we're going to ignore that part of it. But yes, but the L'Oreal one, it basically says it does very much the same things as this one. It gives you a very kind of like natural, radiant, fresh look to the skin. It's going to last really well. It's very lightweight. So we're going to see how they compare against each other. We're going to apply this to this side of the face, this to this side of the face. We're going to wear it through the day. I'm going to report back and we'll just see how we get on. This one is about £10, I believe it was. Also 30ml. But only lasts for 12 months. Interesting. I wonder why. Question for another day. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to apply these now. We're going to see how they go on. We're going to put the rest of the makeup on off camera, come back with a little bit of like first impressions against the two, and then we're going to be testing this throughout the day and seeing which one wins. So yeah, I'm putting primer on. BRB. Primer has been applied, so I just used the Body Shop Instaglow CC Cream in Peachy Glow. This was what was actually in my other dupe video, this against the Clarins SOS primer, which I do love. This is just as good, so save some money. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Nars one, so this is going on this side, so I'm just going to put a couple of pumps on the back of my hand. You do get like very small pumps with this one. It's not like other foundations, you get quite a lot on the backhand. This is like teeny tiny, like that's 3 pumps. Very, very small. Okay. Remember, Lisa, only do half the face. Now I have used this one much more than the other one because I've had it for longer. And it tends to be what I reach for on like kind of a more special basis. I do feel like you need to pump out more to get what you want from it. Both give good coverage though, so coverage wise they are pretty good. They're nothing too like heavy or cakey, and this one itself is like super buildable. Do half the nose. Okay, so I mean we can see that this one is a little bit too kind of yellowy toned for my normal skin type. In fact, this looks very bizarre. I feel like this is going to be how I'm going to look for the day. But we have really nice coverage. We have a really nice kind of natural glow with this. It's nothing too in your face, but it is just like really nice and natural and just looks very kind of healthy looking. I mean, maybe a little bit jaundiced for me because it's a little bit too yellow toned, but it's fine once you put everything else on top of it. But I do just really like that foundation. It is what I've used on bridesmaids for like weddings before as well. It's just really nice, really long wearing, and it looks really good. Okay, so let's go in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wet. The colour I have in this, by the way, is Rose Ivory. So as I said, it's a little bit too pink toned. It's a little bit more kind of watery in consistency, so you can see like that's kind of running down my hand, whereas the Nars one wasn't. Let's go to the other side of the sponge that doesn't have the Nars product on. I feel like that gave more coverage quicker. It might be because I got more product out with that first kind of squidge or pump. That's what I was looking for. Oh, I'm gonna look so weird today. But I feel like it's given me more coverage like pretty instantly, which is good. That's not a bad thing. But in terms of like, obviously the colour is not ideal for either one. I mean, it looks slightly ridiculous, but the finish is pretty similar. Let's just kind of like blend the join, just so it doesn't look quite so crazy. The finish is looking pretty similar. From the back, I would say the Nars side is a little bit more glowy, just from like first application, but that could also be because I've got the window on this side, so I would have to look like in another light just to kind of see. But you know what? The finish, coverage, everything is looking very similar, so that's good. We could have potentially, so far, from first impressions, have found a dupe. So that's good. what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duck off camera, I'm going to put the rest of my face on, see how everything applies over the top, and then come back just with like first impressions, and then we will test throughout the rest of the day as well. So I will see you in just a page turn of camera effects. Okay, so rest of the makeup is now applied, everything has been powdered down and everything, and I have to say, really not seeing much of a difference at the moment. There is really not much in it at all. If anything, I would say the L'Oreal side is looking a bit more flawless than the Nars side, which I wasn't really expecting. I feel like this has kind of blurred everything out a little bit more, and everything does look a little bit more flawless than this side. But otherwise, I'm not really seeing much of a difference at all. The coverage is the same, the finish is the same. Yeah, first impressions, this could be a really, really good dupe for this. So we're just going to see how both last throughout the day, how it wears, you know, what happens like once it settles a little bit more into the skin, all of that fun stuff, and I will come back to you. But yeah, so far, this is looking like a good dupe. This is looking pretty good. Hello, so it's just gone 12, so I've had both foundations on for like 2 hours now. Not two, I don't want to scare you. And honestly, let's go into some little bit more of like natural light. There really isn't a huge amount of difference on either side yet. So this is the Nars side, this is the L'Oreal side. The only thing I think I would say that I've noticed is when I first put it on, I thought the L'Oreal side was a lot more flawless. But now that everything's like settled in, I'm actually finding my pores around here are more noticeable on the L'Oreal side than the Nars side. I don't know why that is. It's got the same primer, but it just seems to be, I don't know how well going to be able to see, but they just seem to be more emphasized here rather than here. That's the only thing I would say I've really noticed, and it's only been 2 hours, so we'll see how it keeps going, but so far, so good. Woo, woo. I feel like I'm like jinxing it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so far, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear is a very good dupe for the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear, so we'll see how it goes for the rest of the day. Okay, update. It is just coming up to 3 o'clock, so this has now been on for 5 hours almost, and both sides are holding up really, really well. Like, they are both really, really good foundations, and they both look the same on either side. Like, if I come here, I mean, that's slightly highlight, but they're both kind of giving a nice kind of natural radiance, which is really, really nice. It's nothing matte, but it's nothing too like shiny and glowy, which I do really like. I love the finish of both of these. And like, this is the Nars side, this is the L'Oreal side. I said a little bit earlier that like my pores were showing up here, but to be honest, it's nothing like, I've just kind of had a look again and it's fine. Like, it seems to be pretty matched up now, so I don't really know what happened there. The only thing I would say is the Nars side on my nose here. Let's see if I can get you to focus. Are you gonna like, just a real close up of my nose. It's breaking up on my nose around here, whereas it's not on the L'Oreal side. So there is that. It's also kind of coming off here, but that's also because that's where I like lean when I'm doing work. So that would probably happen on the L'Oreal side as well. But so far, both holding up really nicely, both doing well. The Nars side is probably just losing a little bit on that side of the nose. So this could be a really good dupe. I'm still very optimistic about this. Very optimistic. Okay, so I'm just going to do the last check-in of the day because it's about getting to 6 o'clock now, and I'm going to probably take it off because I am going to a gym class tonight, and I don't really want to wear a lot of makeup to gym class because, yeah, it just makes my skin really gross when I sweat and I'm wearing makeup. So, yeah, that's what's happening. Update. The Nars side around my nose, here and here, basically really flaking off, which I know it kind of does do a lot later on in the day normally. I feel like it's done it a lot quicker today. I don't know if it's because I'm just really, really hot, but yeah. Whereas the L'Oreal side, it hasn't. It's like a little bit there, but otherwise not at all. The L'Oreal side has held up actually a lot better than the Nars side. The finish is like identical Obviously they are like two different shades, but the finish is pretty much identical. If anything, I would say the L'Oreal one is a little bit more, it's got a little bit more of like a satin matte finish to it than like a glow, so it just looks a little bit more airbrushed than the Nars side. The Nars side is still really nice, don't get me wrong, the Nars foundation is still very, very good, but I would say for me the L'Oreal side is actually winning. It's holding up a lot better, it's the same finish, it's like a third of the price, probably less than that, and it's doing a much better job than the Nars one. So for me, the L'Oreal one is winning that dupe contest hands down. It is a very, very similar foundation. I do think it is a good dupe, and I do think actually I prefer the L'Oreal one to the Nars one. I'll still use the Nars one because I want to use it up, it cost me money, and it is still really, really nice. But yeah, I'm leaning on the L'Oreal side here. I think we have a really good dupe there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Let me know if there's any other products you want me to find dupes for below. I really, really need to find one for the It Cosmetics CC cream because I love that stuff, but it's like £31 every time and it hurts to buy it, even though it's so good. But yeah, let me know if there's any other like high-end products you want me to find dupes for below. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye. I'm now going to take all of this off so I can go to my gym class.